Good evening for everyone. Thank you again for joining us today to our webinar. And our webinar today is dedicated to the Cove lighting, like you can see from the main slide. And this time we will not talk about the lighting fixtures. We will talk a little, but mostly we will talk about the Cove applications, Cove lighting, because we got a lot of the requests around the globe. Well, the people sometimes are not really sure what we are talking about, the Cove lighting, how to use it, where to use it, and what is the definition of the Cove lighting. So, traditional Cove lighting is actually the indirect lighting technique when you put the linear lighting fixtures and connect them end-to-end and concealed within a cove, soffit, or a kind of a similar architectural structure. Coves often positioned at the perimeter of space and the top of the wall to direct light upward onto the ceiling, or at the edge of the ceiling to direct light on the top of the wall. And at the same time, the Cove lighting, we use the Cove lighting fixtures not only in the Cove application, but also the outside of the Cove. And in this case, the Cove lighting fixtures can produce really amazing, innovative effects and create the unique experience and unique atmosphere in the room. In the coves in the center of the ceiling, on the curves of round coves, vertical coves, and other special shapes and types of openings can create a really extensive range of effects. At the same time, indirect lighting from a cove or other architectural feature plays a very significant role in creating the mood or atmosphere in the room. When you use it properly with the other lighting techniques, Cove lighting can increase the sense of drama in a room or make a room feel brighter and more cheerful. At the same time, Cove lighting can emphasize architectural details such as unusual ceiling lines or covered ceilings. At the same time, we have some challenges in the Cove lighting, because, for instance, achieving the consistency of the light output in white light applications is one of the most difficult challenges with the lighting designers facing. Light source positioning very close to illuminated surface, so there is very, very little room for color mixing, and the appearance of the light is strongly angle dependent. Even small variations in color, temperature, and hue are clearly visible. Linear LED Cove lighting also have the other related challenges related to consistency or uniformity of light distribution. The beam produced by LED Cove light is actually the series of the point sources, and everyone will come with some difference in hue and color temperature. Unless this difference are tightly managed, unwanted variations in light output can result. With our special technology and the beaming algorithm, our fixtures and the Philips color kinetics set quite new standards for the color consistency and uniformity across LED sources, fixtures, and manufacturing runs. For white light applications, we allow significantly smaller variations in color temperature and hue when the limit set by the ANSI chromaticity standard. Our LED Cove lights also feature extremely high color uniformity, exceeding accepted industry standard. So the result is a very uniform and consistent color in linear Cove applications with no socket, shading, hot spots, color shifting, or unwanted edge effects. And at the same time, many lighting design professionals recommend a layer approach to lighting design. The layers, ambient, task, focal, decorative, each perform a different function in the lighting of a space, often blending and reinforcing each other. Cove lighting is a part of the ambient layer, which provides a uniform overall lighting for a space. The ambient light layer is critical for creating atmosphere or space. Lighting the walls from a cove or a slot at the edge of the ceiling can make a room seem more spacious, warm, intimate, while lighting the ceiling from a cove at the top of the wall can make the room seem cooler, quieter, and more formal. The more even the lighting, the more relaxed the room will feel. Adjusting the light level of the ambient layer related to the light level of the task layer can also change the feeling of a space. If the ambient light level is significantly lower than task light level, the space will appear more dramatic. If the task and ambient light levels are nearly the same, a space will seem brighter, more cheerful, and more calming. In white light applications, ambient or Cove lighting often provides sufficient illumination for creating a comfortable visual environment and for moving around in space. If the light level of the ambient layer is high enough, around 300 lux, it can provide sufficient illumination for many general tasks, such as seeing into cabinets, drawers, casual reading, shaving, and business. When we're talking about the white light, I would like to talk a little bit more about the tunable white, or how we call it in the color kinetics, intelligent white. Because actually intelligent white Cove lighting fixtures combine channels of cool, natural, and warm white LEDs to offer a range of color temperature that you can adjust with a simple wall-mounted device. With this intelligent, dimmable, digital controllable Cove lights, you can select the precise shade and intensity of the white light that you would like to have. By adjusting the color temperature of intelligent white Cove lighting fixtures from the warm, so you will have like more yellow or red shadows in the room, to cool, so more blue, you can instantly change the motion effect of the space and increase the appearance of objects on display in stores, galleries, or museums. By selecting the proper color temperature of your light sources for your environment, you can create the atmosphere you desire to have. You can influence buyer behavior or increase productivity in the workplace. And depends what you would like to have. You can change from the really warm light, like a 2700 kelvins, to the really cold light, so 6500 kelvins. At the same time, we have for the really warm atmosphere, if you would like to copy the incandescent lamp, create the cozy home atmosphere, you can use the fixture. We have a special Cove lighting with the 2200 kelvins, so you can achieve more friendly and relaxed atmosphere in the room you would like to have, if you, of course, you would like to have it. So actually, in the Philips color kinetics, we have a lot of the different types of the lighting fixtures, and with the you can choose a different type of the intelligent color, solid color, or solid white. You can choose a different beam angle and different light output. I didn't put the technical information here in the slides, but just for your convenience, because after that we will send presentation to everyone who attended. So I put the links on for our website where you can find more information about our solid white fixtures, or we call it essential white, or EW. We have essential color fixtures, intelligent white, like I described in the previous slide, and the intelligent color fixtures, so basically RGB. And we also introduced this year, we introduced a new technology on the market. The name of technology is IntelliHue, and this technology is combining the white, the really good quality white, with the color rendering higher than 90s in some color temperatures. And at the same time, this fixture can produce the proper RGB or color. So it's an excellent white and the good color from the same fixture. At this time, it's not available for the Cove application, but we're working on that. So if you're interested in that, just drop me a message and we can talk about that. So, a little bit more about what is really Cove lighting is. And because I have questions from the customers, from partners, from my colleagues, because the people sometimes they pay more attention for the functional lighting, yeah, because it's you can't work without functional lighting, but people don't understand what is the value the Cove lighting is bringing to them. So Let's talk about, for instance, the office applications. In office applications, the Cove lighting you can use in receptions or lobbies, so you can create the memorable first impression when your customers coming, when your guests coming, etc. You can make guests more comfortable and even communicate the corporate culture. So if you have the corporate colors or corporate behavior, you really can play with the Cove lighting and create the unique shapes, unique colors in your lobbies and receptions. In the conference room, we have different types of the conference room. In one conference room, you can make it like a small one when you need to concentrate. In this case, you can adjust your color and create the mood around you, or you need to create the more friendly atmosphere to talk to the customers, or you have workshop with the colleagues and you need to create something more attractive with the energized people. So everything what you can play, so you have functional light above of your tables, above your desk, but with the Cove lighting you also can create something really special. At the same time, the corridors and stairways, you can promote safety, save energy, and accent some displays. So actually in every area in the office, you can use the Cove lighting and use it effectively. At the same time, in the hospitality, it's a huge area, and from my point of view, honestly, it's like a main target market for the Cove lighting, when you really can play with that and you really can create something unique. It's hospitality. It's bars, it's hotels, it's restaurants, and again, in the hotels, you can have the guest rooms, create the some VIP rooms. You can use in the corridors, you can use in the reception, in the bars, restaurants, lounges. You can create a relaxed atmosphere where, or opposite, the more attractive, more gambling in the casinos. And the bar rooms and conference in the rooms in the hotel, you can really change the room during the day. Yes, so for instance, during the daytime, you have a meeting where in the conference where, and you need the white light, but in the evening, the room is changing to the dinner or to the party, to the cocktails, and in this case, the Cove lighting can help you to create more playful atmosphere there. In the retail, the main our task in retail is to bring the customers to the store to attract their attention, and you would like to bring them, you would like to keep them longer in the store, and you also would like to motivate them. So you can use the Cove lighting to for the special promotions, or with the Cove lighting you can play with the seasons, or if you have sale, you also can change the product presentation, so you can play more effect on the products that you would like to promote at this time, or you have a new collection, for instance. And at the same time, you also can follow your brand identity. So you, especially with the color, when you use the color in your stores and you have a special colors in your brand book, so it's helping your brand story to sit more stronger in the mind of the customers and shoppers. And this time we pay really a lot of the attention to the unique store atmosphere, because the main task for the stores now is bringing customers from the laptops to the stores, because a lot of the people doing the online shopping, and stores and retails, they try to understand how to attract customers and bring them from the street to the store, or just switch them from online shopping to the real shopping. And of course, the healthcare industry is also a good area for us, because light is creating the true healing environment in the hospitals. It makes hospitals more friendly, especially the kids' hospitals, when the kids are afraid to be there, but they is creating the proper light. When you create a special color or a relaxed white light, the patients can they stop to be so stressed. They still stress, of course, because if the people have some problem, but they can achieve more atmosphere when they relax it. And at the same time, the hospitals is always stressful for the employees also. So with the light, you can play with it. You can relax your not only your patients but also the employees in the hospitals and make the atmosphere more friendly there. And about the applications, it's like we considered just the segments now, but we offer quite a big choice of the lighting, and we always have a question when to use which fixture. So first of all, you of course need to understand which effect you would like to have. And it depends on that. You can use a wide beam angle. So for instance, if you don't need light to get out of the cove, and also different techniques how you put the cove inside of the cove lighting fixtures inside of the cove area. So if you don't need the light to get out of the cove, or you need the short beam throw, you can go with the wide beam, but you also need to understand which light level you need, because we have the three different light levels. It's Cove EC, Cove QLX, and Cove MX. So the lower light level, it's the EC, QLX is the mid-range, and MX is the highest one. At the same time, you can use the medium beam in the different applications. So the medium beam we advise to use when more light needs to escape the cove, or you're trying to illuminate the entire ceiling, or you need the larger throw. So in this case, you can go with the medium beam, and again, the QLX for the lower illumination and the MX for higher. Usually we don't use the Cove EC in such applications, but we'll come back to that a little bit later. At the same time, we have two different lighting techniques when we are talking about the Cove applications. It's the first one, it's an indoor wall washing, when it's you create like a smooth, even level of illumination, or you try to emphasize on the vertical plane, or minimize or even reduce the texture on the surface. And in general, indoor wall washing, and it's when your fixture positioning from some distance from the illuminating surfaces, and you create more uniform overall glow. Opposite to the wall wash, in the lighting technique, the wall grading, when they provide some drama, make more accent on the texture, and highlighting the shadow effects. So that in this case, the fixture always positioning quite close to the illuminated surfaces, and in this case, you use the wall, most usual wall, and it's like the slab of the architecture itself. So it's different types of lighting techniques, and depends on that you also should use a different type of the fixtures. So for the indoor wall washing, we usually use our Cove fixtures like Cove EC, QLX, and MX, depends on the required level. And for the wall grading, we use a fuse. So it has a higher lumen output, but also a little bit different optic, with more narrow optic, what can create you the can help you to create such drama effect for your walls. So just like the summarize about our fixtures, here's a slide when you can understand when to use what product. So like we told before, Cove EC, what's available essential white or eye color Cove. It's provided you the lower output and almost no optics. So you can use a small Cove or a soffit area when the minimal illumination required, when you have the tight curved Cove, and or you have the cost-sensitive installation, because it's not only the lower lumen output, it's also the lower price, of course. So with this installation, if you're really struggling with the budget, Cove EC might be the good solution option for you. And Cove QLX, it's also available in the essential white or RGB version. So it's more about the medium Cove or soffit area, and when the medium illumination required. Coffee mix available in the essential white, intelligent white, and a color coffee mix version, but all of them also available in the essential colors. So if the fixture is available in the essential white, it's also available in essential color, so the stable color version. And the coffee mix provides you the high lumen output and the good optics. So you use it when you have the large coffee area or a linear display area, and you need to have the high illumination level and or ambient light level. And like I mentioned before, the Cove mix, it's a fuse you use for the wall grading, wash lighting sometimes, but in this case you need to put it from the wall from some distance, backlighting, edge lighting, or light installation areas. Sometimes we even use the fuse for when you have the glass facade, for instance, and you need to illuminate the glass facade, but you can't install anything on the facade already, and you know when you put something from, you try to put some light from the outside, you have a kind of reflection, so you don't really achieve the targets you need, but you still need the facade lighting. In this case, the fuse might be the good option when you put it behind the glass in the indoor area, and it's also cheaper than the outdoor fixtures, and it provides you the proper lighting effect, especially if you use a special some materials that can distribute light better behind the glass. So the very important about the Cove area, Cove applications, and it's not only about the RGB, it's also about the essential white fixtures, because we use a special technology, like I mentioned before, in the essential white fixtures for the better lighting, for the better uniformity. And actually we have LEDs inside, but for the best result you need to provide this minimum mixing distance, and its mixing distance is different depends on the fixture output. So the mixing distance will be different for EC, and it will be minimum compared to the iColor Cove MX, for instance. Yeah, MX has a higher lumen output and it requires the bigger distance. So dimensions, we always for our products we have the product guides, and you can find the links I provide in the early slides. And for every type of the product you have the such type of the diagrams in the product guides. And in this case, these dimensions assume that the Cove and illuminated surface have a matte white finish. It's very important because the matte white finish can increase Cove reflectivity up to 20%. So discoloration in white light applications and increase overall system efficacy. So it again depends what type of the surface you try to illuminate, because it's always different, not only about if it's matte or not, but also about the color. Of course, ideal should be the white surface, but we are not every time living in the ideal world, unfortunately. With table, I know it might be difficult to read the numbers, but I also provide them a link here. You can download our brochure and you can find this table. So actually here you can find in dimensions for every our Cove fixture, but it's like I told, it's the minimum dimensions of the Cove area. And the same table here you can find in the illuminance, or if you multiply it by 10, you will get it instead of incandelas, you will get it in lux. So this is figures, numbers show you what type of the illuminance you will have. It depends on the fixture you use and depends how far it's located from the illuminated surface. But just don't try to remember every numbers now. Go by this link and you can download this brochure easily. So last but not least, the playing successful Cove applications involves really a lot of the different related considerations. And the previous slides show you the rules of thumb and general rules for the planning and installation. Because for the Cove lighting, it's really a lot of the different effects can influence on the performance. It might be ceiling height, it might be levels of the other lighting sources in the space. It's even the distance between fixture and the positioning. It every time depends how you aim your fixture, what is the distance of your fixture, what is the beam angle you use. It's what is a really desirable lighting effect. Every time it's quite difficult to predict, to be honest. So in this case, we always recommend just grab a couple of fixtures and play with that and to understand with the customer or with the lighting designer what they really would like to have, which effect, which type of fixture, and how you're going to put it in the application. So, or at least try to manage the computer renderings prior to installation. It will save you a lot of time during the installation and especially during commissioning. So this is everything what I wanted to quickly review today. If you have any questions, just type in the question in the Q&A section. We will wait a couple of minutes for that. And again, if you would like to talk or would like to know more or you need some materials, just type me a message and or send me email or text me on the mobile, and I will be happy to help you. So please, your questions if you have anything. Okay, I will wait a couple of minutes more, and thanks everyone for joining. Hope you enjoyed and it was useful for you. Thank you for your time.